Years ago, I decided to go live in Thailand. And before this, I had social anxiety. I was depressed and I just needed to get out of my shell. I needed to do something that would stretch me. I needed to do something that would make my fears seem small. And I thought that going and living in a different country was going to change me as a person. But 2-3 months in, I figure out that that's not reality. Because while I'm there, I figure out that I only took myself and things got even worse. I got even more depressed. I uncovered way more things about myself that I was not fond of. And it wasn't until I made a decision to change myself, to change my attitude, to be who I wanted to be. It wasn't until then, until life started to change for me. Everything started to change. I started making friends. Social anxiety started dissipating. I found myself around a lot of high vibrational, good people. I found myself living the life that I envisioned living. Training Muay Thai almost every day, eating healthy, going on journeys, traveling, hiking the mountain every morning. I found myself being the person who I always truly wanted to be. So I'm telling you that your life can change, but it requires you to change your identity. It requires you to change your self-image. It requires you to think differently about yourself, because who you've been your entire life has been handed to you. You're just following a script that somebody else wrote for you. You're not following your own heart. You're not following your own intuition. It's all programming. It's all conditioning. So what I'm telling you is, whatever result you have in life is because of who you are being. Not what you're doing, is who you're being. So let's say you started your own business and you're seeing success and you're making money, but you still have no freedom. You're still working longer than 9 to 5. You just created a better job for yourself. That is a result of your mindset. That is a result of your self-image. So to change that, you have to change something about yourself. If women keep using you and draining your energy, and you feel like you can't say no, and you feel like you have to give all of yourself to everybody, and you need to over-explain yourself, it's due to your self-image. Because the world treats you how you treat yourself, how you think about yourself. It's all interrelated. It all comes from you. And I witnessed this firsthand when I changed myself, when I changed how I thought, when I let go of resentment and anger and fear and caring about what other people think. My life started to change. People started to treat me differently. I started taking different actions automatically because it's a decision. So what are you going to do today? Are you going to make a decision to change something about yourself to get a better result in life? Are you willing to do that? Are you willing to go to the next level? Are you willing to be better? Are you willing to take the hard path in life? And let me tell you, most people aren't willing to do this. Most people are bound by their egos. They want certain results, but they're not willing to become that person. They're not willing to let go of their old selves and their old ways and their old habits and their old beliefs. You want to get to the next level while holding on to your belief system, by holding on to your old habits, by holding on to old friends and everybody who doesn't belong to your next evolution. So how is it possible? How can you climb out of the box when you're holding on to the bottom? How can you do that? You can't. You have to jump. You have to be willing to go to the next level. And the only thing that's stopping you is you. The only thing that's stopping you is your fear. The only thing that's stopping you is the limitations that you're placing on your own mind because of how you see yourself in your self-image. That's why you have to step outside of the box that you put yourself in. That's why you need somebody else to help you see who you truly are, so that they can give you a different perspective. That's why you need mentors. That's why you need good friends. All the great people have had this throughout the ages. Because it's hard to get outside of your box when you don't know anybody that's outside of it, and you don't have access to anybody that's outside of your box. So everybody in your town, everybody in your environment, they can't tell you how to get out of that box, because they're in it too. And they're going to bring you down. This is what I get one of the greatest joys out of doing, is helping men change their lives and actually getting them out of this limitation that they place in their mind and getting them out of this trap that they've set for themselves. And it all starts with your self-image and your self-image work, because you're literally blocking yourself from being who you want to be and doing what you want to do. And you don't even realize it. So to get abnormal results in life, you have to do abnormal things. You have to do hard things. You have to do what's necessary to get to where you want to go. And that requires you separating from the pack. That requires you being lonely sometimes. That requires you putting your head down and working sometimes. That requires you doing the inner work. That requires you doing what nobody else is willing to do, which is to actually change themselves, so that when they look in the mirror, the reflection is changed too. So that's it for this video. If you need help changing, if you need help becoming the person you want to be, living the life you actually want to live, being more confident, believing in yourself, if you need help seeing past your current conditions and circumstances, click that first link in the description and fill out that application. It's Zen Hustler, no slave. I'm out.